Welcome to the ROADSHOW Podcast.
They're more reluctant to be disciplined because it is fighting. Like, you wouldn't have that kind of same discipline with cricket, right?
I don't know, man. I always teach. I teach a bit different. I'll teach against like, getting into fights and things like that. It's a bit hard. Like, it's a hard one. Like, if I'm with the boys and that, like, I can give an example.
Yeah.
If I'm in front of them, I'll try and teach. Like, there was one bloke once. There was a bunch of us at the back of Benny's, and one bloke was drunk and came up and started on me. And I didn't know who it was. He's just real drunk, man. I would have wiped him out, and then the boys could have wiped him out, whatever. But in front of all the boys, like, no, I've grabbed him, and I've gone grabbed him a beer and try to sober him up, grab him a beer and a water and try to look after him and dealt with it differently, you know?
Nice.
So hopefully they learn from that. But it's a hard one because, say if I'm, if someone starts me in front of your missus or your kids, then it's different, you know? Like, I don't want my kids to think that that's okay. So I normally will go, I'll teach my boys not to walk away as much as they can, but it's hard because myself, I know I wouldn't walk away if it was in front of them, because that is an ego thing, but it's hard as well because you don't want them thinking that's all right and you want to be the protector, and you know that's just how I am and how I've raised myself. So
yeah,
it's real hard. It's a catch-22 there, but usually I'll teach the boys not to get into trouble and that, and they don't normally. But I always say to them also, if people are ganging up on or picking them, I tell them knock that cunt out, because I know with bully mentality, if they think you're carrying or whatever, it can get worse for you. It can get more dangerous for you, your family at home, whatever. So I tell the boys, knock that cunt out there, and it happens a bit. And as long as they're telling the truth, I always back them and stick up for them anyway.
Yeah. That's a good ideology to have. I think because I don't have kids, I wouldn't have thought that would be your moral standpoint to show that the kids, rather that you have like higher morals to stand by. I think it'd be more. I would have thought it would be more like, oh no, show them that daddy can protect you kind of thing. But I don't have kids, so that's
it's hard because I grew up differently. So if I could, it's hard. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
If the guy's so dry, like the guy's like just drunk at Benny's or whatever, I'll teach my kids the right thing. It depends on the situation. If the guy's putting it on me properly in front of my kids, I don't want my kids to grow up thinking that's okay. I want them to stand up for themselves and not let that happen to them. So it really depends on the situation. If it's some drunk dude, I'm not gonna show off in front of my kids or nothing. I'm talking like if someone proper puts it on me, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely try and teach them the right way. And yeah.
So going off, obviously your kids, they've got like an awesome upbringing with you being their dad.
Yeah.
How was your upbringing?
Opposite to theirs, but that's like, I do that on purpose. My upbringing, it's a hard one to answer. There was a lot of love, but it was just like it wasn't. It was different. Different is probably the best word to use. So, there was a lot of love from my mum. She loved me the most, and would have done anything for me, but she just couldn't look after me. She was too mentally sick, had too many issues going on, too many outside issues.
Yeah.
So I'd always end up staying with different people, different families, and that. But when I was with her, it was pretty pleasant. Like it was pretty decent. But my goal was always to try and make millions of dollars so I could live with her in a big house and all that sort of shit. So I started hustling from day dot.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's my favorite story. You know that, right? My little brother, who's just turned 13, my real father died, 2 years ago.
Sorry.
Not, bro. He was a douchebag. Like, you know how you hear stories of people just leaving their kids? That's my most hated. I hate those people more than anything. Like, if you touch kids or you fuck with kids' upbringing, I'm out.
I agree, man. I'm very passionate against.
Yeah. So my little brother, who's he was put in an orphanage when he was 4 years old. We found out that he existed at the start of COVID. When my real father died, 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. We have your little brother here in Melbourne, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And I grew up without a dad. I have a stepdad who was fucking awesome to me, but like when you're real young, you don't know, fucking him from him. So like you're like, what is this dude? I think having a role model in your life is really important. And if you can obviously be that for your own kids, that's important. But do you know what I love? When mums take on the role.
Yeah, my mum didn't take on the role either to speak, but I think I'm trying to like constantly be a role model for everyone around me because I was trying to probably fill that role because I didn't have that.
Yeah, right.
My mum, I wouldn't call her a good role model or anything. Okay. I just think she was very loving, but she just wasn't able to. Yeah, it's just.
It's a situational thing, right?
I definitely wouldn't. I feel like I was looking. I feel like I thought I had heaps of role models growing up. Like I always used to try and find a role model in whatever I could, basketball coach or the guy I was living with, or I had this uncle in another country. Even I was always looking. I had this my mum's ex-boyfriend before ex-husband, before me. He looked after me for a few years. He was, like probably. I thought like he was like closest thing probably to role model for a bit there. So there was always, then he left, so then there was always different, people I was looking for. But yeah, I don't feel like I ever had one as a kid. I feel like I found more role models as I got older, maybe as a teenager, young adult. Yeah.
Okay.
Which even now, man, I'm always trying to.
Was it a hard thing to fill the shoes of being the role model in your own life then?
I didn't even realise it. I only acknowledge things more a lot now that I've done all that. Like when I was doing it all from fucking 16, man, taking in people and shit, I had no idea that's what I was doing.
Right.
I only understand it all now. Like it wasn't hard at all, bro. It came natural. Like when mothers are born to be mothers, it's like I felt like it was just natural to me. I do it naturally. I didn't even realise I'm doing it. Like I was my main boy that I took him when he was 16 or 17. I was with him last night. And he was trying to tell me last night, man, you need to take a break, bro. But I ended up role modeling him from that without even realising it. He even said, bro, you're fucking role modeling me again, Like, I don't even realise I'm doing it, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's like either a core belief or maybe even a psychological fucking issue. I don't know.
Dude, it's probably one of the most positive psychological issues you could have, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, I like it. And like I try. Yeah, it's good.
Dude, that's crazy. So when did you begin fighting? Non-professional.
I always loved fighting. I was fighting all the time in high school, so I was always getting into fights.
Were you training at that point?
Nah, I didn't know about training. This is a funny story because I messaged this fucking cunt a fucking few months. Anyway, I feel like a few percent of the like people are like they're born for like I don't know if it's other people, but when I was like a kid, I always wanted to fight, whether it was fucking King Arthur or, like in just different scenarios, man. Like I always was fighting as a kid. I would always be at the back with I was always just fighting, always wanted to fight. And then I started getting into fights in school and all that. And
like
then
a fight club type thing at school,
Just like I never would start a fight or be a bully. I'd always, jump in straight away for a friend or something like that. Or
someone that's getting bullied.
if I saw something or whatever, always. So I'd always find, and I always just get into fights with my mates in high school especially, and then I'd be protective of the families that I was staying with, and then their kids, things like that. And then when I was 15, my sister was pregnant, and she was getting abused by the dude that she was pregnant to. Right. She's got the daughter now, Talia. And anyway, she's getting abused, and I was only 15 at the time, and I thought I was a fucking legendary fighter because I had hundreds of fights at school, and everyone looked up to me at school, so I thought I was great. But I had no idea. I didn't know fuck all about fighting. And the guy that got her pregnant was like a proper fighter or some shit, like a Muay Thai fighter or something.
Right.
So so my sister's mates were like, yeah, it's good that, you're standing up for your sis and that, but this cunt can fight, so... we know you think you can fight, but maybe you should go. These couple of these boys that were friends of my sister were training. They were doing like BJJ at Habby Heskey's gym, Mac 1, and that's just where it started. So they took me down to the gym. They weren't trying to get me to fight this adult yet, but they were just trying to teach me, looking out for me.
Was it the lineup though? They were like, oh, it's on the way. Huh?
I was 15, and they all used to be like, if anyone can do it, it's him, and things like that. Because I used to look after I had an older brother who was a fucking useless cunt. He used to always get in trouble he was just retarded, and I used to get into fights for him, man. He's like 15 years older than me.
Yeah, right.
I don't speak to him anymore, but I used to get into fights for him then. When I was 15, they used to call me his older brother and shit like that. So I think they knew when I was older, I'd do something. Because even his like mates had respect for me, and they were all fucking adults. So they took me to Habby's, and that's all where it started on and off. I feel like it was hard for me because I've got like ADHD, so it was real hard for me at the beginning of training because I couldn't listen and this and that. So it took me, years of going to different gyms and stopping and going and stopping. But I loved it. I was always into any competition. I'd always want to fight, things like that.
Right. How was your schoolwork?
I'm
fascinated by this.
I think I left school. I loved school, man, like in high school.
Yeah.
Because I loved the sport and I had a lot of mates in high school and it was a lot different to primary school. And I was living with families in high school. So it was just, high school was real good for me. I remember leaving. It was a real good time for me because I had good families I was staying with and things like that. So school was like a bit easy because I had pretty good people around me in high school. So when I went to school, I was actually all right. It was hard to concentrate and things like that. Like if I couldn't do math and things like that, I'll get bored. I was good at sport and that. But I dropped out only because I had to because I wanted to finish school. But then in year 11, I found out I had a kid. Or a kid was on the coming, and then
hey,
so and I
laying pipe at that age, bro.
So it was like I started real late, man. So like all the boys were having sex like in year 8.
Yeah.
Back then, and I was like year 11, and I
16.
Yeah, 16.
That's
and
same as me, bro. I was 16 when I lost my virginity.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to, man. I was like,
you didn't want to.
Well, I used to watch like Disney movies and think like I wasn't gonna have sex, so I got married and fall in love. And even though I wasn't like this proper kid that grew up in a good family watching Disney, I just created all this in my head myself. You know, like I just didn't want to have. You know, I was known as like real frigid. Wouldn't hook up. Didn't have a girlfriend. Like I really wanted to wait till I got married. Like I had this thing in my head.
You religious?
Nah.
No?
I believe in God over all the other theories.
Yeah.
I think it's most accurate. I probably had a lot of religion thrown at me in the different places I was staying. And I had my grandparents, when I stayed with them, they were very religious, things like that.
Yeah.
Which was probably bad for me. It actually fucked in my head a lot. But anyway, that's another issue. I wasn't going to have sex yet till I got married and all that. And then I got real drunk and all the boys were doing it and this and that. And I don't even remember doing it, but I was so fucking upset. I remember for a week at school, I was sitting there in my fucking head and my mate's like, bro, fucking you had a sex, who cares, you know, don't worry about it. And I was so upset for a week. So I was like, I'm going to run amok. And that weekend I went to a party and hooked up with a few different girls. And then, yeah.
Do you think at that age you attached like feelings to the action too much?
Oh yeah, because I was young, man. I thought fucking like because I really believed in fucking wait until I got married and love and like, all that shit. And I was real picky, man. I'm still picky now. I've always been real picky. So like, I was like, yeah, I really wanted to. Yeah, believed in it and all that, and then I don't know.
I don't necessarily think picky's a bad thing because it's like it's a higher grade of awareness to the properties of a person that you want to like bond with, you know, like
that's well said. Yeah,
you know, like if you're picky, it's not because like you're not just putting up with this bitch, you know, like it's because you want an actual good connection with somebody else. You know, or not somebody else, but just that person in general.
Well, I was always pretty deep. Like I'm like a real deep thinker, real deep person, and all that sort of stuff. So maybe that's why I don't know. I didn't realize I probably was that at the time.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of athletes now, and I think that's like the overall like theme for most athletes that go hard in the paint is they're passionate beyond all measures behind the eyes, but on face value, it's just discipline. I have a tattoo, and it's a little bit of a different coin from what Jocko Willink says, but discipline is freedom. Is discipline equals freedom?
Yeah. And
I believe I'm going through like I've had 8 surgeries this year because I've got an autoimmune issue that hit me when I turned 31, and before this, I was like I didn't get competitive with it, but I was a bodybuilder for a very long time. Yeah. And now I'm just like a slob and I hate it, bro.
How do you get that disease at 31?
I don't want to say it was the vaccine, but...
Wow.
Yeah, I know multiple people that have hit me up and they're like, dude, you have Crohn's? When did you get it? And I'm like, the start of this year. And they're like, me too. I was like, what jab did you get? Pfizer. Oh, okay. Yeah, same.
That's fucked, man.
Yeah, did you get jabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My view was fucking if this jab's going to kill everyone in 10 years or whatever and my kids have to get it, fucking I don't want to be the last cunt left with all these hippies that, you know what I mean? Like, so like,
yeah, I get you.
So like, I just want to, what's the point if everyone I care about and love is going to fucking die?
Yeah, might as well go with them.
There's no fucking point. So that was my view. I didn't believe in the jab. I didn't like the fact that I can't stand any cunt telling me to do something, whatever. But and normally I'd go right on. If I was on my own, I'd be like all them and go right on with it because I couldn't stand someone telling me to fucking do something. Even if it was good for me, bro. No one tells me unless I want to do it, you know? But then when I thought about the other thing, what I just said, then that overtook that. So I was like, oh, fuck it. Every cunt's going to die. I don't want to live anyway.
Yeah.
So that's definite. And that's how I definitely feel. So
what's the driving passion now for boxing? Because obviously you grew up fighting. When did you become professional? When did you go into professional?
Probably like 5 years ago.
So you were 29?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had fights growing up and as an adult, like not in boxing, just in other sports.
Yeah. Was it always like around kickboxing, boxing?
Yeah, and wrestling. And then went professional boxing 5 years ago.
Hectic.
And I won all my fights since, but it's been a fucking nightmare, bro. Like I've had to fucking fight. People have no idea what I have to go through to get each fight and what happens each time I fight. I've got to get ready for fights, knowing these cunts could stop me any time. So imagine like getting ready for the fight stressful enough.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine having to get ready for the fight, and any week, any day, they could say first. So everything has to go perfect. I have to go to court a week before the fight or 2 weeks to get permission to leave. So they could say no for whatever reason because they always oppose it. The cops hate me, so they oppose it. And then the commission over there could change their mind because the commission in Perth are a bunch of dogs who, like, I had my Adelaide license because I'm from Adelaide, and after my Adelaide fight, fucking Perth commission rang him, said, no, he shouldn't be fighting, like full complaint, like just don't leave me the fuck alone. What? So now I can't fight in Adelaide again because of these cunts. So now I've got to worry that when I have these fights in other states, are they going to stop it when I get there? Because I had the issue when I got to Queensland just now.
Whoa.
They're trying to stop me from fighting then, but Queensland were like, fuck Perth, we don't give a fuck where I own, you know? They sound like a bunch of fucking retards, which is what they are. They're just a bunch of ice heads anyway. and
Meth capital.
Yeah, it's cooked, bro. And then cool. So there's that worry, there's the leaving, there's the getting in the fight, and then the fight, like just this fight I had a week before the fight, the cunt I was supposed to fight fucking pulled out because he broke his fucking thumb. So then we had to find a replacement that was good enough to equivalent the Australasian Champion. And the guy I ended up fighting was probably, I can't say better, this is what I've been told by my team. I only go by what they've said. They said that he was probably better. He was a Queensland champion. So he was, you know, anyway, which is fine. Like, whoever they told me to fight, I'll fight anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole thing is like everything could have gone, just to get that fight, there's so much shit. I have to book all my flights and pay for everything. I have to pay for the fight. I have to pay for fucking accommodation, all that stuff, months in advance, because you can't just do all that shit on the week, because you can imagine, you know, like you might not get air flights, whatever. And then knowing, so I've done all that knowing that the courts could say, hey, we don't want you to fucking go. So then if they say that, I lose all that, and then I fuck over my manager promoter who's been like a fucking role model, father figure sort of thing to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've got to try and do everything as quietly as possible because I can't tell him all that because that will stress him the fuck out.
Yeah.
So hopefully it goes right. It's going to ruin my relationship with him and then my manager here. And then I've got to make sure everything goes right with shit here. And then you got all these cunts that you don't even fucking know talking shit about you as well on the side, bro. It's fucking cooked, man.
So we talked prior to the podcast on the phone when you were on your way over here about some of the things that are stopping you from getting, there are oppositions from getting fights at the moment. Do you want to go over some of those things?
It's simple. It's just a Perth commission, right?
Yeah.
And I know these guys. I know half of them personally, or used to.
Yeah.
And the ones I don't know, I know who they hang out with. I know who they used to hang out with, all that sort of shit.
Right.
And they've all got fucking skeletons, but I'm not going to fucking dog and give them up and their names and visually this and that. But they're all fucking, you know, like I went to jail for bashing a pedophile. I've never been in trouble for drugs in my life.
Yeah.
I'm getting accused now. And all over the news, they fucking... It took me years to get my boxing license in Perth. And when I finally got it, I won all my fights. And then when I came back to Perth from Queensland with these fucking so-called fake made-up charges, any other cunt wouldn't be charged with what I'm getting charged with the evidence. It's fucking... If I could sit down with you, do a podcast with you now and show you my brief, you would look over it and go, fuck cunt, you poor cunt. I swear, you show it to anyone, bro, they say the same fucking thing.
Whoa.
There's no evidence against you, man. It's literally some cunt saying, yeah, man, I was holding him for Matt Floyd, right? And that cunt's admitted that he's been promised fucking discount to fucking say it, and there's no fucking evidence apart from that. There's like, I've never been to the fucking house. I didn't know the fucking cunt. Like, I literally, it's retarded, bro. Like, that's, if I showed you the brief, there's no fucking fingerprints, there's no DNA, there's no drugs found. But I was in another fucking state, bro, when they try to charge me. Right, there's no fucking... They had surveillance on me because of who I am, all right? And they admitted that there was no fucking surveillance of me having anything to do with it, bro. This cunt, we've been given all the evidence from this cunt, who's just a fucking full-blown junkie, right? And all his evidence is like all to do with all these other fucking people, all these other fucking names I never even fucking heard of, bro. I don't know any of these cunts. It's fucking embarrassing.
Right.
Like what I'm getting accused of is embarrassing. Like the people that know me or have known of me or whatever would look at this and go, this fucking poor cunt. Like they would know it's going to happen to me because it's so fucking retarded.
Right.
What I'm getting accused of is going to some junkie, hey man, I don't fucking know you. You've just met me. I'm JEDI Floyd. You've seen my whole fucking body. You know who I am. Here's fucking 2 fucking kilos. Can you fucking hold it for me? So when the cops come raid your house, you can say, yeah, JEDI Floyd, give that to me, bro. That's what I'm getting accused of, bro.
That's kind of fucked.
It's fucking retarded, man. It's literally retarded. And there's no fingerprints. I'm going, okay, there should be fingerprints on the box then, on the fucking... Then he goes, no, not the box. You give me the padlocks for the box. So the statement's changed fucking 5 times.
Oh, what?
It's fucking cooked, bro.
So how is that affecting you, bro?
It fucked my life, bro.
Yeah?
Like I was put all over first of all, I was put all over the fucking news as a fucking drug kingpin, but I've never been in trouble for drugs in my life.
Right.
Right. Secondly, they said I got fucking grabbed at gunpoint. They don't grab you at gunpoint, bro.
No.
Right. I got extradited. They asked me to go back to Perth. I went into handle myself in and go, no problem, went back to Perth. Right. So they put me all over the news as fucking trying to leave the fucking country, bro. I was in Queensland getting ready for a fight, bro. I never fucking booked any tickets to Thailand, bro. It never happened. None of it's real. They can't prove it. They put me all over the news. So when I got back, my gym, it's like mainly fucking like there's AFL players there. There's fucking, women and children, normal people, fucking whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't discriminate. Anyone can train. And then half of them have seen this because my whole story is I'm an ex-crim from 10 years ago who fucking changed their life and he's doing well and doing all this stuff in the community, whatever. And they've put me all over the fucking news 10 years later with that. So now all these people, that's what's happened. And then it's fucked me with the Perth Commission already hate me, so they've just used it. Like the head of the commission spoke to me, goes, look, man, I'll be honest with you. Any other they let pedophiles on charges. Like, I haven't been found guilty of anything. I should still be. In Australia, you're deemed fucking innocent until proven guilty.
Correct.
So they should let me. Bro, I know for a fact, right? I'm not going to name them. They know who I'm talking about. That there's been cunts on pedophile charges, right? That they let fight because these cunts have told them, hey man, we're going to let you know we're on charge. We know this because it's been sent to us.
Yeah.
Right? And they know it too. And they go, all good, you're in it, like you haven't been found guilty of anything. This can't end up got found guilty of the pedophile charges. Other people on other charges for fights, whatever, and this and that, they let them fucking fight. But just me. The guy at the head of the commission said, I'll be honest with you, it's because you're on the news that would probably that could stop it, but I think you should be right. This was like a year and a half ago.
So they would just, because it's a news story relation to what that's completely different to what you're doing now.
So the news was about, the news story was about the fake charge I just told you about then. So they made that stuff up on the news, which wasn't even fucking real anyway. The 3 things they said was drug kingpin. They said I'm an ex-president. They said I got done at gunpoint. I was trying to leave the country. Them 3 facts are all false. I never tried to leave the country. That's a lie. I never got grabbed at fucking gunpoint. That's a fucking lie. And I'm not a fucking drug kingpin because I've never been fucking done for drugs in my fucking life.
Yeah.
And now I've got all these cunts messaging me that don't know me saying, Matty trains his kids, takes them off the street, fucking gets them to fucking sell drugs, this, that. I've got the boys standing up now going, cunt, we were fucking selling drugs before we fucking met Matty, and he would bash the fuck out of us. We're more scared of him than we are of the cops.
What the fuck?
And things like that. Like, I've got boys standing up now, all the ones I've taken in, and it's just like, I don't care because I do all this shit for the right reason. I do it for my reason. So it doesn't matter what every cunt thinks and says anyways, because these boys, they know whatever. But it's just fucking a bit of, when you're trying to do these things, a bit of a fucking slap in the face.
It's kind of, it makes me feel very ill-hearted towards the justice system as a whole, just hearing that story, because you would hope to fuck that they would stand up for children's rights. You know, like you said you bashed a pedophile.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
There should be a fucking standing ovation in the courtroom for you, not fucking trying to grab you for that. What the fuck? That's not cool. That's really not cool. And for people that don't understand the whole entirety of the story are going to probably go, oh, you know what? He did this, he did that.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah.
But I think just fighting your fight and getting on podcasts and doing these conversations, it's going to open up the fucking doors to say, hey, there's some kind of injustice happening behind the scenes because this guy isn't doing anything bad. If anything, he's doing more than what you guys are doing.
And I always welcome everyone because the people that are like, oh, he's just talking shit, whatever. I always welcome everyone. Come to my gym. I'll fucking show them the paperwork, this, that myself. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
I always welcome everyone. And I know, yeah, what, yeah. But yeah.
Dude, that's a fucking fascinating story. And just to know that you're in the midst still of it all, you know, like, I know like you've served your time and done what you needed to do for assault charges, but like, dude, that dude needed to be assaulted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would have done the same shit.
Bro,
in the
he
same
got 10 months.
situation.
He got 10. All I did was help the cunt. He got 10 months jail instead of a couple years that he was supposed to get, apparently, for fucking a 12-year-old girl fucking 3 times or some shit, man.
Fuck me.
And
Fucking hell.
bro, if you knew the whole fucking story, man, like the cops the cops set up a fucking operation to get me and then get my boys after me. So they actually, after this, they set up an operation. They pretended to be a fucking pedophile. So the police, so the community don't even realise they're spending all their money on tax, right?
Yeah.
For the cops. Like, I guess there's probably some that do the good job, whatever, I don't know. But fucking these cunts are spending, it would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars each day. That's how much it costs for these cunts to run an operation. And they're fucking set up an operation where they're pretending to be pedophile to catch these cunts that are going around fucking grabbing pedophiles. So
Yeah.
these boys thought they were meeting up with a fucking pedophile cut in your park, but it was a cop. Because they put all their money into pretending to be a pedophile to catch the pedophile hunters. And that's how they got the boys, you know, at one stage. And then there was my story, how I got pinched. They set up a pedophile. So they put this pedophile, knowing he's a pedophile, right? This is a massive fuck up in the system. They knew this cunt was a fucking pedophile. They admitted they knew this cunt was a pedophile.
Right.
Right? And
He wasn't under protection or anything like that?
He was under police protection as a
Okay.
person form. This cunt looked the part. He had tattoos on his face and he looked like, you know, like some cunt that went on with it. And he told me he was an ex. He said everything he had to. Back then, now my gym is more focused. Like we run a proper fucking
Operation.
proper gym.
Yep.
But then on the side I do my community work, what I do with the youth now. But back in the day, back then, I had a gym. I had a gym in Balcatta.
Right.
I took Harry's gym off Craig. I bought it and it had like 8 bedrooms at the back and everything. And I was trying to get the boys that were on ice and had problems. There's a lot of problems with the fighters. And I was trying to get them off all the shit, waking up to a beautiful gym, fighting again, being like a community.
Mad.
So he joined that community, this cunt. He said everything he had to. Back then, to me, I won't bother with adults so much now, unless you real try and you come in and you come to the gym. I don't try, like if they're a bit younger now, I try and help them more because I know it can be. But
Yeah.
I got burnt with this whole thing that I did here, so it put me off a bit. But back then, he said everything he had to. I was like, I would have been 22, 23 at the time. And he said everything, all the right things. He was groomed to say what he had to say to me for me to put him in that environment with them gym and them boys and boxing. So he told me he was an ex fucking I said he wanted to get off, he wanted to fight again, you know, he fucking hates all that shit. He said all the right things. And he was hanging out with them, then hanging out with us, and he became mates with us for 6 months. But the whole time, the cunt was on pedophilia charges. And then he made a deal with the coppers to get as many fucking people like me or fucking criminals, bikies, whatever you want to call these people. His job was to do that and get a reduction from his sentence.
What the fuck?
So I don't know if he helped with anything else, but he got a reduction for me, that's for sure.
Right.
So in the end, he was fucking informing, trying to get me for shit apparently I was doing, which I wasn't. So my argument's like, I wasn't doing anything, but obviously because you had this cunt for 6 months. So in the end, they got me for what they knew would get me anyway, because they all know what happened when I was a kid, you know, like living in houses and homes and all that shit when I was a kid. So they knew, you know, so they sent the paperwork of what he actually did to the girl to the gym so I could see it. Yeah, so this cunt was hanging out with us for about fucking 6 months or something. So if you I won't speak to police, but say I've had mates I've told the story to, and they've spoken to the police, they know on that, and other police apparently are off what happened to me. They're like, yeah, it's fucking wrong what happened, but what, you know, that's, you know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know for a fact other police feel that way. I won't talk to them myself. I won't talk to any police.
Yeah.
But fucking, but I know mates and shit that fucking have, and they've talked to me and they've told me to go talk to, I never will, but obviously.
You could never imagine that story in reverse. You could never imagine a cop trying to set up a fucking child.
What I'm most pissed off about is if they knew he's a pedophile, they knew I had kids. I had a foster child back then.
Yeah.
So I don't, they won't let me foster kids now because of all that. But I was president of a bike club back then. I had a foster child.
What the
right?
fuck?
And I took him in. He was a 3-year-old boy, Eli, and I had my own kids. And then I was taking in more adults back then. It wasn't youth like it is now.
Yeah.
And they knew that. and they knew there was other kids around all the time and this and that. He was around kids, man, all the time. They knew that, and they didn't care because their thing was, doesn't matter, we're catching Matty Floyd.
So they just had their targets set.
Well, because of who I was at the time, but
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything that they were, you know, assuming or whatever. Other people were probably giving them information, like, which is all bullshit as usual, saying he's doing this, he's doing that. People can't think, or maybe because he is doing that, running around fucking grabbing pedophiles, maybe he is fucking making money on his own legitimately. They don't know. They have to assume that if you're doing well, no one knows. Like, why would I fucking, you know what I mean? No, how would anyone know my fucking personal business, my work, how my whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But they assume, and other people that are jealous, they'll talk shit and be like, he's doing this, because they try and belittle the good things you are doing. It can't be he's just fucking helping this and that. If I was doing something, I would have got grabbed for it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you seen all the videos that are coming out now of vigilante groups like setting up pedophiles and that?
Yeah, it's annoying. Not annoying. I don't give a fuck. You grab a pedophile, you catch them, I hope. But they are doing it all on videos, but they're not fucking doing anything to these pedophiles. Like
Yeah.
they catch them, this and that, and they're just getting him, which is great. But my thing was, we never video. Like, we were doing it, 10 years ago. We were pretending to be kids online before anyone did it. Everyone's doing it now. Mm-hmm. And they're doing the videos and that.
Yeah.
But my view is, if everyone stands up and be a vigilante once, for example, everyone bellies up once and grabs one pedophile.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to change it.
Yeah.
Because the pedophiles, you just do that, you video it for attention or whatever, and then you get them and they go to fucking jail. You're just sort of giving them what they want, because they just go to jail, they get out and do it again. They don't, in America, I think the sentence is worse. Over here, in WA at least I can talk about, they get fuck all, bro. They get fucking, that cunt got 10 months for a 12-year-old girl. There was one bloke, I always remember this bloke for some reason, I don't know why, but he was standing outside the bathroom. He molested a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old boy randomly in the toilets, molested both of them. And I think the father was like in the shops, and he fucked. So that's their lives ruined. Their 2 lives are fucking ruined, as we know, for the rest of their lives. This cunt got, 2 years, 2 months for doing that, right? For ruining 2 boys' lives.
For fuck's sake.
Right? You know, and when he goes to jail, when the pedophiles go to jail, they go straight to protection, where it's like the best unit anyway. And I run the gym in jail, so they get to go to the gym every day, whereas every other cunt gets it once or twice, so they're lucky. And then they go straight to farms, because they're deemed the least violent prisoners. So they go straight to fucking farms. And farms are like, you're free, man. You can just fucking leave the farm, really, and probably do more pedophilia if you really fucking were smart, you know? Like, it's that fucking cook. When you're on a farm, you can't get bashed for being a pedophile. They can't get bashed in protection anyway.
Yeah.
And then they go to a farm where no one will touch them, because if they get touched, you get booted from the farm, and everyone loves being at the farm because it's like luxury. You can make phone calls whenever you want.
Right.
You're free. You can go to the gym whenever you want. Like, it's killer. So they just go straight to farms pretty much. And then when they get out, they usually get payouts for psychological shit. Like, this cunt got a big payout for me because he was taking fucking photos of the fucking receipt, sending it to my fucking mum.
What the fuck?
Go and fucking tell your son thanks. Fucking, he got.
You're joking.
So he got a big payout. He got less time. He got to do his jail in another state, in Adelaide, so he's protected. And then when they get out, they give him fucking homes, you know, and they help him get into homes, whatever. There's that cunt in the news, remember? They put him in a home right near the school. Remember, they made it.
Yeah.
But that got on the news because we only know about that one. But that fucking shit happens all the time.
What?
And I've seen it all with my own eyes. They're the most protected species, bro. So my view is, and like,
I like how you call them species, because they're not fucking human.
my view is, the people need to stand up, because
Just pull that mic in a bit, bro.
I'll never fucking.
That you can joke.
I'll never do it again, because I've got my own children, my own life, my own family to look after. Now, I wish if I was on my own, I could run around with a mask and grab all these cunts, bro. But I simply can't. But my view is the only way you're going to get back at these cunts a little bit is if you scare them to death. So you make them think, unless you do actually kill them, or you fucking think, you make them think they're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
Because that's the closest you're going to get to helping
correction.
The kids, sort of correction, because putting them in jail, it's not working. Clearly it's not working. These cunts get out, do it again. So either they get put fucking somewhere where they can't go anywhere, fucking put on the chair, or we scare them to fucking death, which is what I was trying to do.
Do you think it's a mental thing, or do you, like, you know how some people are born with big ears and some people are born with little ears? Do you think it's a fucking rewiring of their brain where it's just fucked them?
The only thing I will say is, and I don't like saying it because it's like almost excusing it, but I do have to admit that there's something wrong with them. Because to like a fucking kid, you have to be fucking sick. Like there has to be something wrong with the cunt.
There's no empathising for this, but I'm not
empathising, but it's obvious that that's the case.
Yeah.
But in saying that, like we you love women, we love women. You think a woman's attractive. They obviously think kids are attractive.
Yeah.
We don't fucking go around raping women.
Yeah.
So they don't have to act on their fucking sickness.
Yeah.
We don't go around fucking... And then if you say this to her... Like, I had this conversation with my lawyer, and she's like, nah, but it's different. Like, it's the sickness is the whole... And I go, I don't agree. I don't give a fuck. We've all got a choice. If they take advantage of that choice, the penalty should be, the same as almost taking their life, I guess.
Yeah.
So, like, it should be a life sentence because you're taking the kid's life.
Yeah, you're taking their childhood. You're taking their sexuality. Like, because I think there was some study, and it was done on a bunch of children that were molested by Catholic priests, and then those children, I think it was like a 75% rate. Those children went on to molest other children, like when they were adults, because it's like a sickness.
Yeah.
Because that like do unto others what is done unto you. Like, and that's a fucking religious thing, but I think that's real.
I feel like I don't know, man, because it's like it does the opposite, man. I seen real fucked up shit, man. And I was like full opposite, man. Like. I get what you're saying. I don't know, man. Yeah, I have heard that a lot, man.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time as a thing, but it doesn't make sense to me, man.
It doesn't. No.
It's like everything I've saw as a kid, I've done the opposite of, even with my own children, like, like looking at, everything, being a role model, I try and do everything I didn't have.
Yeah. Me saying that isn't a way to fucking give them any kind of like exit plan or anything.
No, but they always bring that up, bro. Every fucking time and call.
So
it happened to me.
100%.
Yeah,
fuck them.
Bought up this now, and they get big discount. And they get big payout because they make up a story that it happened to them. Then they get a couple $100,000 when they get out. And fucking, it's cooked, bro. That's what we're paying for, man.
Yeah.
We're pretty much paying for these cunts, bro. And then we're paying for police to do fucking operations on cunts they don't like, pretending to be pedophiles.
Do you think chemical castration's probably the way?
Fuck, bro. Yeah, anything like that, bro. Go for it. Yeah, it doesn't bother. Yeah,
but my issue with it is if it's a mental thing, they still have use of their hands. So do we take their dicks and their hands?
I think if it's a mental thing, still knock the cunts, bro.
Yeah,
get rid of them.
Yeah, you kind of need to take away everything from them. Like if they have the ability to take everything from a child, you should have the right to take everything.
Well,
from
especially the father, of the kid should have that right. If I heard, man, imagine we heard a story, something happened to someone's kid, the father got revenge, killed the cunt, right? How can you put that cunt in jail, man?
Yeah.
How can us as a community stand by that?
Yeah.
We should all be like, we should all turn against the system and be like, you put that cunt in jail, we're all fucking going to go rogue, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
How can you take that away from a father? If anyone touched my kids or someone I fucking cared, loved, even a mate's kids, bro, I'd kill the cunt, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how can you take that away from a father? Or, it's fucking cooked.
Yeah.
That's how, imagine that's what we're born into. Like, it's fucking, you can't take that away from them. But anyway.
My brain went to, if that happened to somebody's child, lock them in a warehouse with their hands handcuffed and their feet handcuffed and let the father do whatever the fuck he wants to them.
Absolutely.
Without charge, without any legal action against them. If they find a fucking pile of mints there, good. Just let him have full reign on that guy's life. That's what I believe that should happen.
The father should definitely have that. It'd be fucked, man. Imagine I've seen this happen a few. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, all my advice would be is you just try and keep the father calm so he can be smart and do something and get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, smart move.
Because you don't want that cunt going to, because that's the worst thing that can happen.
Have you've been through the trenches over the last few years with all this, but have you seen an uptick with the rise of like social media and all this stuff as well? Has it gotten worse?
I fucking hate it, man. I hate social media. I hate all this shit. I only started doing all this a year ago after my charges. I've been never been on social media. I've never done any of this talk about my stuff. I'm doing all this for a reason. It's all strategic. I'm getting my word out there for a reason.
Yeah.
After what happened to me a year ago of the charges.
Yeah.
So this is all strategic. People can think what they want. Doesn't bother me anyway. I'm not this person. I could have been doing this with my story a long time ago, and social media, but I've never ever done it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm only still learning. I've only just started using my social media. I've only just started working that out in the last several months.
Yeah.
So I think it's all fucking shit, man. I think the world's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole social media thing fucks me because when I was single, probably fucking 6 months ago now, right? I went on like a date with a girl, and I was sitting in a restaurant. I was like, I'm here, you know, I'm having a glass of wine. Whenever you rock up, you know. And normally I'm the late one, but this time I was the early one. And this dude walked up, and he was like, Jacob? And and he was wearing all black, and I thought he was one of the waiters. And I was like, yeah, that's me. I've got the booking, yeah. And he's like, I'm here for the date. And I'm like,
No way.
bro, what the fuck? And he goes, I thought you would understand. And I was like, nah, I can't. So I was in Scarborough, and I just like walked out. The guy grabbed me by the shoulder. I won't say what happened after that, but you know, the catfishing of the world, I would that Chris Hansen shit, you know, like How to Catch a Predator, where they catfished pedophiles to think it was a kid, and then they would come out and be like, what the fuck are you doing? That needs to happen more.
Yeah, I reckon people need to stand up, but do it on the sly and get them when they get them,
Yeah.
and then maybe get them locked up after they've got them. But
Do you think public humiliation fucking that works? Like with what they did? Because they caught the same guy twice. You know that, right?
so it obviously didn't work then,
It
did
didn't fucking work,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I think I've said the name of the pedophile and other pedophiles on a few podcasts now, and that's strategic too, because I think out of it all, the most we can do is fucking
Out him.
out them so
Yeah.
people know. Because I mean, I did the time,
Yeah.
and I don't get anything out of that. Out of that time I lost, the bet, all I can do is fucking let people know and hopefully save some fucking people.
Yeah.
you know, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know. I've never fucking been on a social media date or a what do you call it?
Tinder
Tinder.
date.
I've never done
Yeah,
any of
yeah,
that, bro.
yeah.
I've never done anything like that before in my life. So I don't know anything about that. I've heard some horror stories.
You just heard another one.
Yeah. So but I've never done any of that or understood it or fucking really known about it. I wouldn't even know how the fucking thing works, man.
Yeah.
I've just heard a few stories.
My issue with it is kids. You know, it's 2023. There's a lot of kids with mobile phones these days. And I worry for the youth that people can, like, without verification, create an account, say they're somebody else, pretend they're somebody else to another person, and then try and line up to see that person and take advantage of the situation. That's my biggest fear for children. Like, huge fear. Because, you know, if you think it's like another 12-year-old kid and you're a 12-year-old kid and you just met a friend on Facebook, or kids don't use Facebook, TikTok, take it. That might not be that person. And then they've put themselves in a dangerous situation. And even if the parents verify it through the account saying, oh, no, it is a kid, there's videos and photos and, you know, like, and then they leave their kid to do whatever they will do. You know, like, it's just scary to me that's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. I just wouldn't ever let my I don't know. Yeah, it is pretty fucked up. But
Yeah, because at young ages, man, like,
you sort of got to take. I mean, if we could, you'd want to take them back to the old. I think people will start. I mean, they're already starting to build places where you go there and you got no phone, and they're bringing back all the old school games, because the old school games were pretty good. It was repetitive stuff, and it's good for your hand-eye coordination.
yeah,
And things like that. So I think they're trying to start making things. I think people are acknowledging that it was better. You know, back in then when kids played and this and that. So people were trying to do it more. So it might not last that long. Maybe people were starting to go like, you know,
the other way.
who knows? Fucking,
I
but
hope so.
I mean, like, it's hard because in saying that, if it does go more bad this way, you sort of need your kids to fucking do it because they need to keep up. And
True.
if life, you know, so
Accountability.
so yeah, maybe. I think they're going to come up with shit where you can restrict everything and this and that.
Yeah, there are a couple of apps like that.
Well, I know
that
my
allow
kids,
that.
they can't have fuck all except for kid stuff.
Kid stuff, yeah.
I think there's like all that on it.
Like YouTube Kids is good and stuff like that.
But then my kid plays fucking, what do you call it?
Fortnite.
Yeah, and he just fucking swears all the time now. So. But I can't, I swear all the time, so it's pretty hard for me to tell him off for it.
It's funny that you mentioned that because on Fortnite there's a new AI that they're bringing out and it reads their texts. So if they swear or use insensitive,
They take it off.
they block you for like a month or something from playing.
That's probably a good thing. My son will fucking smash the remote if that happens to him. But
Yeah, just create
he
another
would do.
account.
Yeah, he probably would. He's pretty smart, man. Yeah, he would. I didn't think of that, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, so you said that there's a reform system, like a gym inside the prison?
My gym that I own now.
Yeah. No. What did you go and use a gym inside of a prison, or was there anything like that?
Yeah, there is. Jail's like pretty not like what you'd think. Like we had Xboxes and TVs and everything.
Yeah.
I run the gym in at Kazar, but it's like just treadmills and a few things.
There was no boxing.
You can't have. Wait, there was boxing. I brought boxing. I brought the first boxing ever to Kaz Arena. I fought and wrote letters and shit.
Sick.
And I got boxing there, and it's not there anymore, but it was there for years after I left.
Mm-hmm.
They only got rid of it, I don't know when, but it was there for 5 years or something.
I'd imagine that discipline would be really good for people while they're inside.
I believe, I don't try, like I get people come from the prison and they come straight to my gym. Just the other day someone come and they want that, and I give it to them, and if they can do it, I do it. I don't reach out. I've been burnt by trying to help adults so much, so I'm not as accommodating. Like I will do, if they keep coming and they show effort and they do it all on their own at the start, then I'll start maybe showing interest in helping.
Good move.
But I focus more on youth because of the reason that I start thinking of myself a lot more, what I would have needed. That's what I look. And I know, like, I believe that there's a 50-50 chance. I believe if I got 20, 16-year-olds that were all doing the wrong things, I reckon I'd get half of them.
Yeah, 10, yeah.
You know, I know I can't look after half of them. I can maybe look after one or two of them at a time. But hopefully other people see me. And I've got my boys now that I've looked after 5 years. Mm-hmm. You know, like I had a boy that just had a couple. He just fought professionally at Metro City a few weeks ago. He just come with me in Queensland. When I'm throwing that belt up, he's the one carrying me.
Oh, sick.
So I took him in when he was 17. But now he's looking after boys for me. So he's looking after a couple boys. And then, so that's the whole thing. It's like pay it forward.
Yeah.
Hopefully they, you know, that's what I want. You know, sometimes I can't be fucked, bro. But then someone like him or a new boy would come and he shows promise, you know, that makes me want to do it again, you know?
Right.
So you do get, you know, but I don't bother with, I try to help. In the prison, you help a lot of adults because in prison, everyone's pretty good in there. Mm-hmm. There's not outside influence. So you help people. And I've helped that many people in there where I've gone, fuck, this cunt's going to be the one. Like, I'll be on the phone to people on the outside and be like, man, when you get, you know, and I might, out of the fucking, you know, say 100 that I fucking thought I helped, there's a couple of them that get out and do the right things. There's one that moved to Queensland and helped my mentor trainer build houses, and he had like fucking fights. I had another boy out who came out and he's working at my gym now. So within there, my program, boxing or whatever, I reckon help these violent prisoners because they're all doing violent programs and they're going in and out, it's not helping. So I believed for some of them, this can help. The ones that it's not, you know?
Yeah.
So I believe in it more. I believe in my shit more than I believe in the system.
Yeah, the fucking reform.
That's just me, you know? Like, I've also got a different way with the youth. Like, a lot of, like, the life coaches say, oh, you got to go back to your past and find out your childhood trauma and deal with it. And this, I don't believe in that. I believe in fucking find a goal, fucking move forward and reach that goal. That could be wrong. That could be wrong, but that's just how I teach my kid. That's what I think.
No.
Because I've tried to do all that childhood trauma shit and it didn't do fuck all for me.
I think you're right in saying that, man. All the people that, like, the psychiatrists and stuff that want you to relive your pain is just keeping you in that bullshit.
Well, I feel like there's some fucking thoughts that just need to be left the fuck alone, and you can go, you know, there's some, they say you need to face it, this, that, but there's some fucking thoughts that can't be fucking faced or answered. You can ask 10,000 different people, you're never gonna get that forbidden answer. Like, what happens to my kids after they die, for example?
Yeah.
It's a shit example, but like, it's an unanswerable question, man. You can answer it, you're gonna answer differently to 1,000 other people.
Yeah.
So what am I looking for? The forbidden answer, or one answer that I like, or an answer that I fucking think, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just like, there's some fucking, you know, like I can go real dark thinking about that thought with them, you know, what happened, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But there's some traumas and questions that just need to be left the fuck alone. Same with childhood trauma, you know, like there's some things that I get have to be probably faced or whatever, but I don't believe in that. Like when they come to me, I'm like, I can't be fucked with any of that shit. There's nothing that yous have seen or haven't seen or your dads haven't seen or haven't that I haven't fucking been through myself. Trust me. All I can do is fucking, you tell me your fucking goal, whether you want to be a fighter or not, or fucking AFL player. Yeah. And I will help you get there as much as I can. Mm-hmm. I'll take you, you know, if you need somewhere to stay, I'll find somewhere. If you need something to eat, I'll get you some food. My gym, I can't give you $1 million and I can't give that kid his dream job or make him become the best fighter or AFL player. My gym's just a base. You got food there, you got somewhere to stay if you need it, and you got a fucking gym and you got, you know, mentors there or whatever. And that's all we can, you know, it's a base. It's an offer, you know. You can go out, you might do well, you might go bad, and you might come back again. Yeah. You know, that's all that gym is. So if people fucking do the wrong things, or that's on, you know, I can't. So that's all I can offer them.
Do you see in the kids that you've got? Do you see the
My actual biological kids, or
the ones that you're mentoring? Do you see the change in them when they start training?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You know, the struggle that you put yourself through eliminates the struggle that life will put you through, because it teaches you something, right? It teaches you a discipline on how to handle shit. You know, like if you're stressed out, anxiety, whatever the fuck it is, you kind of get like a overpowered battery. It's almost like leaky. So once you drain that bitch, it's nice and clean. You know, you got plenty of energy because you've like centered yourself. I found that when I was younger. I was a real like cunt of a kid, right? I was, bro. But as soon as I got in the gym, everything cleared up.
Kind of like you want to fight everyone.
Yeah. You know, I just had this fucking energy in me, you know, and I just needed to release it, you know. And I found lifting weights and running was like my thing. And then later in life, when I got into Muay Thai and stuff, that was when like it really focused in. Like I remember the most perceptive I've ever been to like any part of my life, the highest grade of awareness when I was eating fucking 6 meals a day, training every day, running like a motherfucker, away from social media and all like, you know, comparable bullshit that you do in your own head. Like if you're scrolling and you see someone's nice car, you're like, oh, why don't I have that? You know, like you eliminate all of that and then you focus on like, what can I control? And it's like your nutrition, how much you can exert yourself. Do you see that in kids, like the instant change when they start struggling?
Yeah, I see absolutely the younger ones, especially that when they start training, they have that hunger to want to be better and they just do everything you said naturally because they probably don't realise it and be able to understand like you just said then. But in that moment, they don't care. They just want to get better at fighting or boxing, and they probably do all the things you just said, you know, like, and without realising it. They wouldn't realise they're not on their phone and this and that anymore. It just happens because they get that, you know, as you get older, you understand all that. But they just fucking go, fuck, I want to become the best, you know, and it gives them a routine, and routine's so fucking important. It's not funny, you know. And so it's probably the most important thing in life. It's that routine, and that gives them, you know, these kids anyway. It gives them, you know, that outlet because they're obviously not gonna, you know, work at McDonald's or fucking become fucking mathematicians or whatever, you know, lawyers, whatever. Like, so this is what they need, you know, and I understand that. I'm only good at a couple of things. I'm good at hustling and I'm good at fucking fighting. That's it. Yeah. And I turned my hustle from what I did into fucking other things, you know? Yeah, yeah. It's the same knowledge, but just in a different channel. It's not hard, man. Like, I've got that brain because I had to have it because I wanted to make fucking a lot of money, never for myself, always for others. And, you know, like anything that, you know, if I put my mind to it, I'll make, you know, even with the games, man. Games was the second thing I did after Pokemon cards. Even today, man, I make that much money off games if I want it. It's not, you know, kind of ridiculous. Games? All the old school games, man. I've got the new games too. I sell them too, but I get all the old school games, Super Nintendo, Sega, whatever. Man. And I sold a fucking Super Nintendo game for 80 grand like 3 or 4 weeks ago, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's, what? And that's a game that I bought, you know, when I was a kid. So you don't have to pay tax because it's leisure. You know? Yeah. So, but there's other games I could buy, and you know, I've got that good, you know, but you know, you know how people are hustlers and they hustle everything at the markets or whatever. That's me, but I don't give a fuck about money either. I'll be that kind of that shop that will spend money for no reason on everything. Yeah. But I'll go to a game convention and I'll hustle all day to save $100 because I know I'll make, you know, whatever. But then I'll go outside and give someone on I'll give that $100 to fucking but I do it for fun, you know, like I don't give a fuck. So it's have you got any PSA 10s? Cards? Yeah. Yeah, a couple. Hey, yeah. Nice. I've got 9.5 fucking Charizard. No, you don't. Yeah, I reckon it should have been just sell like fucking 550 grand US? Yeah, not any. They were like during COVID. Everything went up during COVID, even the games. Like my games went up fucking heaps. Because I'm pretty sure Logan Paul fights with one around his neck when he comes out. That's a Charizard. That's a 10 baht. Oh, is that? Yeah, okay, right. Yeah. It made major difference from 9.5 to 10 because you just can't get 10s, man. It's like fucking a diamond. But I've got a lot of Pokemon cards. Yeah. That's what I started with. Did you have these when you were younger? Or I started when I was younger and I kept going. Yeah. So I've been buying and selling games since 10 and I've got a proper game shop now. What the fuck? What's your game shop called? It's Level Up Gaming. Okay, fuck yeah. So it's in Freo, but there's no one in there working at the moment because of what happened a year ago with my charges. Yeah. But I've still got all the games. I still go to the conventions. I can still do it online if I want it. It's just a time thing. Yeah. But that's my like if I wasn't fighting, I'd be fucking playing games full time. Like, I love it. Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd at heart. Yeah, I've got a shit ton of Pokemon cards that are in storage from my childhood, and they're like, have you got them all clean, bro? Did you put them in the sleeves and the silky straight? Never took them out the sleeves.
They're literally like fucking in their packets still.
You've still got the packets.
Yeah, bro.
The actual booster packs.
Yeah.
That'd be worth heaps, bro.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Mum was like,
you know you can get the boost. You know you can get the booster packed.
Yeah.
Graded. The actual pack.
Can you?
Yeah, and it makes it worth heaps more. Yeah.
Right. I wonder if you
have
could,
you got base set? Like the first set.
Probably.
Yeah, they're the ones that are worth the money.
Yeah. Because they do those unwrapping videos.
You should do that, bro.
TikTok.
I should have done that with you, bro. I could have bought my Pokemon cards.
Oh, we should have done that shit.
Yeah.
Next time, for sure.
I bought my belt instead.
Yeah. Do you want to show that fucking thing?
Yeah.
So what did it take to get this?
Fuck.
How many fights did you have to prelim for this?
Where do I show it?
Got that camera there,
Just
bro.
like that?
Yeah. Look at that bitch.
So it's like, it's
Sexy as
Australasian,
fuck.
so it's like New Zealand, Australia, and all these countries. I don't know what countries are. I don't know how it works when I'm the champion.
Zimbabwe on there as well?
Man, I don't know, man, but it's all the countries that I assume are what I'm champion of.
Yeah, right.
So it's an Australasian belt, so it's a bunch of different countries.
And when did you win this?
Just like 2 weeks ago.
Dude,
In
congratulations.
Queensland, yeah, cheers.
Was that knockout?
Nah, I wanted to not taking anything away from him. It wasn't, but I boxed differently to how I fought. All my other fights have been knockout like really early on, and everyone sort of goes, "Oh, he can just go out there and fucking knock people out. He can't really box great."
Right.
So I sort of wanted to show.
Points it.
Yeah, I shouldn't care and buy into what can't say anyway, but I just on the night I decided that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And because the commission keep fucking me in the ass and fucking taking time away from me, I didn't fight for a few years. So when I fought the last bloke, Aswin, I knocked him out in the first minute or something, and I really wanted to get the round. That was an 8 round. Because I wanted to get the rounds out. He's a tough dude, and I didn't get it. So this fight, I really wanted to get the rounds out. So I was like, I'm fucking boxing differently. I'm not going to stalk and walk him down and try and hit him hard like I normally do. I'm just going to. At the very start, I did naturally, and I was like, fuck. After about 30 seconds, I calmed down. I was like, no, I'm just going to move and move, and I did that for 8 rounds.
Yeah,
I maybe only got hit a couple times. He was fucking tough, man. Like one of the toughest I've come across.
Heavy hitter.
He was in. Bloke from big heavy hitter, tough. He knocked out I don't know if he was the Australian champ or he was the champion of a couple of times, and he's just known to be a tough bloke and a hard hitter.
Right.
And he he was a champion of Queensland as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was he came in. He was getting ready for a fight already, so it wasn't like he filled in like a week before. He was going to fight Mosey, the bloke, he was my sparring partner for this fight. Mosey fought before me. Mosey knocked out his bloke in the first fucking minute, I think.
Whoa.
And Mosey just fought like ranked like number 9 or 10 in the world before.
Holy shit.
So and he was supposed to fight this guy.
Right.
And the guy I was supposed to fight, he broke his thumb a week before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I took this guy, so I had to change everything, which was good for me anyway, because I really desperately wanted to get the rounds out, which is what I did, and I won unanimously. So
that's crazy.
I won. I think I won every round. Maybe one judge said differently. I don't know. But
so your obviously next fight would be Australian Championship title.
I honestly don't know how it works, man. Like it's weird because the Australasians obviously like more countries than just Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens next, man. I think I just want to start fighting better people in the world, and then I want to get up, as quick as I can. Well, I want to get up to the top of the world. So like,
well, obviously you probably get a lot more notoriety now.
Yeah, I already have, man. I've had fucking heaps of fucking cunts, even ISEDs and shit, fucking try and fight me, offing me out. I've got cunts that talk so much shit, man. I've said, and the problem with me is I'll fight everyone, and I'm like, and I've got to let it go. Like my manager's like, man, you don't need to, like, you're going to cop more of this as you win more fights, get bigger. But I can't, because of who I used to be 10 years ago. My old person is like, I can't have cunts talk shit about me. Like I need to go fucking meet up with them now, put it on them, but I can't because I'm a boxer now, and it's fucked because I hate cunts. In the old days, if people talk shit, they'll just get fucking grabbed.
Yeah. Well, they say Floyd Mayweather is the most hated boxer because he is the best, which is interesting because you'd think like he would be the most feared. Like you wouldn't want to go near that guy, but apparently he gets like fucking offers to fight all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. I mean, I've had a few, man. I've had cunts from fucking Indonesia and other countries I've never heard of, and they want me to go to Indonesia to fight them. And I'm just laughing, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I just tell my manager, man, I'll let them fucking sort out. I've got this other cunt that keeps trying to fucking fight. He's been trying to fight me for 2 years, and I'll say yes every time, and he always, like, the first time I said yes, he's like, man, surely you're going to give me the next year to get ready. And now he's just put now he's now
That's
he's,
a long
now
camp.
he's just put a post up, and all my team know because I've got all the fucking messages. And every time I'm like, yeah, no worries, tell this cunt I'll fight him.
Yeah.
And now he's put a post up again. Like this cunts get like obsessed, bro. Like it's fucking weird. And now he's put another post up.
He's probably
and
just a fan.
And I'll say, yeah, that's what someone said actually. And I said to but then anyway, I said to my team, man, just can I fight, like if I've got a fight now, I've got another fight come up in a couple of months. I don't know against who.
Yeah.
I said, bro, tell this cunt I'll either fight him, get it out the fucking way because it's pissing me off, or put him on the same fucking night. Put him at the start of the night. I'll do 3 or 4 rounds with him.
Yeah.
It'll be like a warm up, and I'll still be main event and fight whoever else the same night, whatever. Like I'm fucking, but that you can't be like that. You just sort of But I'll let my team deal with it, and I'll fucking.
You know you're his Obi-Wan, right?
Bro, he wrote on the fucking thing, no more Jedi. They made a full poster and everything, bro. It's
For
like,
real?
no more Jedi tricks or some bullshit, bro. But I've got all the messages, bro. Every time, bro, I tell this cunt, like the very first time I'll never forget, I had a fight coming up, Filippo Masso, and it was 7 weeks away. And it's the first time I ever got someone ring me and offer me out back then, a few years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, no worries. It pissed me off.
Took it serious.
So I was like, told my manager, I'm like, bro, tell this Filippo Massa, get off the show and I'll fight this guy. And Tony's like, you can't do that. It's bad for boxing. I've already told this Filippo. And I'll go, no, I don't care. I want this. I made it happen. So I messaged him back and I said, fucking, bro, you're on the fucking next fight. He's like, come on, bro. Surely you give me to next year to get ready. And I'm thinking, bro, who the fuck rings someone, offers him out, and then it's like, fucking, I need
a year
to next year, bro, to get ready. Like, don't offer some cunt out if you don't want to fight him.
Be
if
ready.
I offered someone out, I'd fight him like
Right then and there. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, whatever. And then it happened again. Like, it's like every few months, bro, I get this fucking... Anyway, it's fucking cooked. Even on the street, bro, these cunts will come up to me and start talking shit when they're drunk, bro.
Yeah.
And they make up shit. Like, because I'm what I did in the past, say I hunted down pedophiles, they'll start calling me a fucking that, you know? No one, I'm going to react, bro, you know? Like, which I did. And it's just fucking cooked, bro.
As is.
I don't even know any of these fucking cunts, bro. It's like they fucking sit up 2 a.m. thinking about me, smoking fucking pipes, talking about me.
They
or some
probably
shit.
do, bro.
It's fucking
Let's
weird.
be honest. Dude, an exhibition fight with Manny Pacquiao would be fucking dope.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that dude's coming out of retirement to do exhibitions now.
But he'll be getting paid millions, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like 60 million a fight, I think.
Yeah.
I think the last exhibition that Floyd did, he got 120 million.
Bro, I want someone, you know the Apollo, you've watched all the Rocky movies?
Yeah, of course.
I want someone to fucking, like, because of my story, what's happened to me in Australia,
Yeah.
I want some cunt from America or someone to give me that fucking chance that Apollo Creed gave Rocky, you know what I mean? Like, give a fucking cunt a chance in Australia, you know?
Would you fight in America?
I'll fight anywhere.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll fight anywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Who do you think is like... you've seen all the Logan Paul and Jake Paul boxing vids? Like all their bouts recently?
I haven't watched any of their fights.
No?
I don't really watch too much boxing, man, eh?
Yeah, you just participate?
Yeah, I like fight. Yeah, I got bad ADD, bro. I can't
Sit
there for that many rounds. I think I've watched a couple of fights.
Yeah.
But it's real hard for me to I don't really watch too much.
Right.
I have watched a couple, but not too much of it.
It seems like your story is really, really similar to Tyson. Mike Tyson? How he got brought up with Customado.
Yeah.
You know,
And he was a fighter.
didn't really have a family kind of like vibe. I think he knew his mother, but like she didn't want anything to do with him kind of thing. Like, well, obviously that's different to your story, but like...
I get I thought that a little bit too sometimes. He had Casper. I didn't have someone like that.
One in particular.
If I had someone like that, bro, I'd have been sick. I sort of have that in Angelo Hyder a bit.
Yeah.
But he's real busy. He's in Queensland. But yeah, he tries to do that, you know. When he was hearing that, Angelo's, you know, like Angelo Hyder, he's one of the best, you know, trainers in the world. And he sort of is like that. He tries to mentor me and talk me out of, like, even with this, what I was talking about before, and he's always trying to, talk me. He used to visit me when I was in prison and everything.
Oh, sick.
And he's the one who got me that fight and everything. Well, him and Tony Tolge does all his work, all the groundwork for him.
Oh, yeah, right.
So they're both like the managers, I guess you'd call them.
I just see in the future, and like you're in the prime time of your
I
fighting
feel like
career.
I am. I feel like my body's great. I feel like I'm real fit. I'm real strong.
Yeah.
For light heavyweight, I think you're in your prime around now. Everyone's different, but I've reached my muscular endurance peak right now, so I'm the strongest I'm going to be right now.
Yeah.
Probably next year, maybe. Hopefully.
Are you gassing out in any round? Like later rounds?
My thing is I'm fitter than everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
when I'm sparring, people hate sparring me. People don't want to fight me because I am very fit, and I've got one of them heads too.
Right.
So if you watch my last fight, he does hit me probably 3 or 4 times, which is fuck all in a whole fight. But I ate him pretty well, I believe anyway. Like I've got, so I think that I don't really get tired either.
Yeah.
But I work hard. Like I used to run every day, but to protect my body now I run every second day. But I'm talking like I sprint 5K as quick as I can. Yeah. And then I do 4Ks of sprints. But I run everything I do at a very hard pace. Right. Fuck, dude. No one can do my runs or anything. No? Yeah, no. Dude. So I run 5K. I can't do this anymore. I ran 5K in 57. I did that like when I was fucking 29 or 30. Wow. But now every day I run it still in around 17 minutes or something.
Do you have any issues with your knees or anything?
No, I do it all on a treadmill.
Oh, okay.
I know it sounds like
smart.
It sounds like it's cheating a bit, but I don't. I still run on it properly like I'm running, I believe.
Yeah.
I do that to protect my body as well, like you just said in the knee problem. Mm-hmm. So when I'm real like addictive, so I used to only run on the road. Yeah. And then one time I was sprinting up a hill racing someone, and I nicked my hammy, like a bit of a tear. Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it was enough to scare me, and I realised that running on the road at different fucking things and this and that, you got a lot more chance. And on a treadmill, I spoke to the physio then. He's like, you can't really get hurt on a fucking treadmill. So I was like, when I had that nick in the thing, I went back to a treadmill, and when I got used to that after a few years, I couldn't really let go of it. Yeah, that's how I am. So I started. I haven't let go of it since.
Have you seen those air sprinter treadmills?
Yeah, I've got them. So in the gym. So I've got them in my gym. Yeah, so I've got them with treadmills and all that. But I go to another gym to do all my cardio and shit.
Right, you go to another gym
just to get away from my gym.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it could probably free up your mind a little bit.
Yeah, just because I like talking to people and all that. So, and I know that's what's going to happen when I get there. So I go somewhere else, do all my cardio, which I hate. So I hate doing the cardio, but I do it because I know it's going to give me that extra over everyone else. Mm-hmm. I know if I do all that harder than everyone, I'm going to be fitter than everyone because no one's going to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Sick, dude. And then do my boxing,
That's crazy. So do you normally do like, sparring and pads and all that after cardio?
Oh, it depends. If I know I'm doing like proper boxing that night, I only do I only do the run. Right. But the night, if I'm going to do shadow or something, like if I want to do a cardio day, I'll do the run. Then I'll do like how many rounds I'm fighting. I'll do 3-minute sprints on the rower. So I'll do 3 minutes as hard as I can, 8 rounds, for example. Right. So I'll do 8 of them. Yeah. I'll go on the bike, the air mill bike. I'll do 8 of them. I'll do 8 of whatever I'm fighting after. So that's hectic. Doing that after the 9K run, then doing 8 rounds. It's a lot. So then that night I'll do a shadow or something light. But then if I'm doing hard boxing or sparring, depending on who I'm sparring, if I'm sparring someone I know I'm not going to get too tired after 8 rounds, I'll do the whole cardio. Right. But if it's going to be hectic sparring, I might just do a 5K run. Yeah, okay. And not the sprints or something like that. So, yeah.
What ounces are the gloves for the Australasian title?
Oh, everything's 10 ounce when you go professional.
Yeah.
So when you go pro, it's 10 ounce. Yeah. And the little dudes are 8 ounce.
8 ounce, yeah.
But for us, it's all 10s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you find that's are you sparring with like 16s or?
Yeah, you spar with 16s. I don't feel the difference. Yeah. This guy was one of the hardest hitters I've come across, and I've sparred fucking all the heavyweights and that. Yeah. And he was just a hard hitter, but you don't feel it in the fights. When you're sparring, I've never been like hit where it's fucking dropped me or anything like that.
I was going to say, because normally fucking fighters are all cut up and have scars all over their face.
I do. I've got all cuts and scars, but that's all from headbutts and shit, man. Yeah, not from boxing. I've had a few cuts from boxing, but I've never been dropped. Touch wood, I've never been dropped off. Yeah, only time I ever fucking went to the floor was when I was a teenager. I got hit with a cricket bat 3 times from behind. Bro. And the third hit, boom, 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 that sort of made me go to my knees, But I was all right.
Damn. Yeah. Holy shit.
On Australia Day.
On Australia Day. Yeah. Fucking hell. Pissed? The person
I was a bit drunk, yeah. No, there was like a fight between our school and another school.
Oh, right. So you were young.
They were older than us. I was 15. I was fucking the only one fighting in the end. And yeah, I remember what made the news back then because it was like I was covered in blood and shit.
Really?
Yeah, and back then they were like, this is the horrible things happened on Australia Day before they got rid of the foreshore. Oh. And I was like in that I was one of them horrible fucking things, I was covered in blood going fucking probably swearing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we wrap this shit up, bro?
Yeah, man.
Yeah? That's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, cool, bro.
Probably get out of here.
Yeah, no, all good.
Dude, thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Road Show. Have a fantastic day or night whenever you listen to this. Peace. If you're